Well, that was a messy start, but hey, here we are. Got the air conditioner hung up, and I'm gonna let you see part of the glamour of pipe making. I know most guys don't share this type of stuff with you, but I think you guys just need to see how good pipe makers have it. I mean, we're living the high life. Um, so much so that I have somebody come in and clean my shop. Hold on 1 minute, I'll go get him because the shop needs cleaned. It's kind of a mess. He already started, but I told him he needed to hold up so he can so we can share with everyone, let everybody see. It's going to get a little noisy. That dang cleaning guy sucked something up. What in the world? I don't even know what that was. I'm gonna have to fire that guy. Jeez, pathetic. What's the chance I'm gonna find it in this bag? Probably slim to none. Sounded solid though when it went in there. Down the road, I'll be looking for something, trying to figure out what in the world it was I sucked up, I'm sure. Now there's something hard right here. Maybe I get lucky. See what that was. I know there's probably something else in there that I'm missing with. That was a chunk of briar, so it wasn't anything. I figured it was one of my little tools that I use for part of a process or something. I thought, sure as I don't at least attempt it, I'm hoping that's what that was. All right. In there, guys. Just a couple more minutes. Hang in there. He's not getting any better about it either. Turned around and sucked up a piece of dowel rod. Holy smoke. All right, we're gonna call it there. I mean, now I'm sure you guys understand why nobody else shows you that type of highlight that we all got going on. Got to keep that stuff a top secret. I've heard a term, try to think what it is that I've heard used. I've heard this 2 or 3 times. I think the term's gatekeeping. So, I mean, I can understand why they're keeping the gates closed on that. You guys, all of you want to become pipe makers after seeing that type of high life we're living. It's a good thing I don't pay that guy much. Let's put you on the other side. Maybe you'll be able to see better over here. Sorry for all the movement, guys. Unless I can get my light down here and get another light going. Oh, you need power. Or you guys are not going to be able to see anything going on here shortly. Ooh, that presents a problem. There's a plug in there. Hold on. That's getting you some power so we don't go dead in the middle of the video. Hopefully this don't get wrapped around the shaping wheel once I get going. How my luck goes a lot of times. Oh my. Let's see, where are we? Not in the right position for this. Come on. All right, there we go. Now, lock this down. Tamir, how you doing? Amanda, nice to see you. Plunder Shop, how's it going? Try to get you adjusted down to where you can see a little bit better what I got going on. Whoa, shaky, shaky. Yeah, that's too close to my wheel. I need to move that. We don't need that going round and round. There we go. I think that'll hold it back. Point you down a little more so you can see the wheel. We'll see how this goes. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Need something to clean this wheel with. All right, it's gonna get loud. Let's see. Before I get too carried away, I probably ought to tape this up. And I need to pay close attention to where I don't grind on something I'm not intended to. All this dust. So here's what we got to start with. Working on another Lavat. So we got to take all this heel and all this extra material that's not the pipe off of there. Not sure if I've showed much of this or not. I can't recall, but what I need to work on tonight. Figured I'd take you guys along for the ride. All righty, we got some tape on there just in case. Now, what I like to do to start with, I don't have a marker over here. So I use this pencil over and over to try to show you the shape. Something along that lines. I need to form the radius that's going to come up and touch the bowl. And that was where it used to be. Looks like we're in just a little farther than that, but that'll give us a good starting point to shoot for. Once I get that radius, then that'll give me something to lock my eyes on. So when I rotate it around, I can try to match this radius and this radius to it. So if you want to turn your volume down, it's going to get loud, and I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of talking while I'm taking this material off. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, this line here, I'm trying to double check it with my hand. Because if you see, I can wrap my hand and change the shape of the pipe on this side drastically. So what I'm trying to do is trying to get my hand to wrap around it evenly so I can draw that line and come up with a matching side to it over here. So if I cover that black line completely with my fat of my hand here, does that look even to you? That looks fairly even to me from the angle I'm looking at it. So if I remove that black on the side here, keeping the correct distance away from the bowl, that should make the line flow from here to there. At least that's the goal. I'm gonna tilt you up and see what kind of comments we got going, if any. Sounds like a plan. Hey, Amanda, hope you have a good day too. So, what is he doing? Oh, okay. Tamir, I don't know if you're still here. I'm making a tobacco pipe, and this shape is going to be a lavat. So, the line looks good. Now it's just a matter of can I actually execute it? That's something totally different. But I do think that line looks like it's even and flows right. So, we'll see if I can actually make it happen. I'll move you back down there. And also something else that you run into. This side's the easy side because I can roll in from here and kind of see where I'm going. This side you can't do that. It's because the stem's in the way. So this is what they call the blind side. So somehow you have to get muscle memory to the point that you can duplicate upside down what you're doing over here. So it'll transfer to this side. It's kind of crazy thought, but that's the idea behind it, I think. I mean, I've thought about moving over here, but then what this does with the disc flying this way, it throws it up in your face. Now, what I'm wondering if I have the option of yeah, I do. See what this button does. That button does nothing. Okay, so somewhere in this drive, I'm sure I have the ability to reverse it. And if I did, that would work really well. Uh, Menu. I don't have a that looks like forward, reverse. The only problem is that will unscrew this out of here. So that will not work for us. Come to think of it. I need to design one that we can lock on everything. This to this to that. That way, even in reverse, it wouldn't come loose because that would definitely help. Or I just build on my skill set and learn to do it the other way. All right, so here we go again. Oh, hey, Papa Bear, how's it going? Working on another Lavat. This will be number 4 if I can get it to completion. I would stick this. Well, I can. It's not quite that long, obviously, because there's a 3/8 inch gap here. But this is some weird coloring. It's blue, a little bit of black. It's got a real small amount of sand color going through it. Some greens. Um, but yeah, I was just as you can see, showing some shaping of removing the material off of here, because obviously we can only turn to here with the lathe, and when you come in from this side, you can only turn to there. So traditional pipes, I think you can do more on the lathe, uh, but it has its limits, as that was a big square chunk there. So I've taken that off and gotten it down to this. Currently, I'm working on my cheeks where it comes in, and I'm actually running my fingers down it to feel it on the bottom side to see if it feels like, because you can look at stuff and things are a little wonky if you're looking at it sometimes. If you run your fingers down it, there's a high spot right there on the right side. You don't even have to open your eyes. In fact, you're better off not. That way you can actually feel when it comes in and where the bumps are. And there, it's a little high there. So it's got a definite bump here. So I'm going to mark that bump. And needs pulled back some right there. And I've already marked it a minute ago, but I didn't pull back all the way. So I'll put a couple marks on it so I can see what I'm trying to hit. Drawing lines across the bottom to try to get it even from this corner to that corner. That's what they call the cheeks here, down in this area where the shank comes into the bowl. So yeah, trying to get this consistent with this side over here. Um, oh yeah, I can see that definitely from the top. That sticks way out. So I'll drop you back down and continue shaping. Looks like you're the only one sticking with me, Plunder. Everybody else has left us. Whoa, sorry, didn't mean to throw you around. Coolest kid on the block. All right, nobody's on, but I'm gonna show you anyhow. Not sure how well it's gonna work. All right, so there it is. Now this line here, that radius should maintain the same shape as I twist the bowl. On this side here, it should match what you just saw here. And it's really hard for me to get this to spin and not drop it off my finger, so I gotta hang on to it the whole time. And then it should continue around the other side. Now, radius over here, as I rotate it around, kind of hard to tell, but I think it's pretty close. Debating on whether it's a little fat across the bottom. Not 100% sure. Haven't made my mind up yet. I could tuck that in a little bit tighter. I've got to measure it, see where I'm at. Oh. Not that I have any exact goal, but at least so I know, kind of get an idea. One, 3, 6, 6. Close. Here's what I've been working on. A little Vought. Not sure where it shows up the best, maybe on the blue. Hard to hold. Spin so you can see all the way around it without my hands getting in the way. And gonna need to go to long hand work now. I think I'm done on the wheel. Look at the stem right here. It's not been cut down yet. Sounds like we're storming outside. So this is Lovat number 4. I hope to have ready for Chicago. Looks like I need to radius some more. I may work on that on the wheel. Let's see. I'll go back in rectum. So getting some thunder going on out there. Guess the next thing to do is cut a slot. I'm trying to mark up a slot at the moment. I may go back and reshape a little bit more. Yeah. Can't hang on to that stem to get it back out of there now. The fingers were too slick with dust. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go back in. I think I'm gonna try to give this a little bit more arc here to kind of round the whole thing up. I think it's a little too flat on the sides. But we'll see how that goes. Got some decent straight green in it. I'll spray it down so you can see that. But it's got some flaws, so it's gonna be a blast. And it's a little balding on one side. Grain looks pretty decent over here, except for the obvious flaws. Looks nice there. Coming around looks decent. And then it kind of fades out a little bit right here. A little bald. So, yeah, bald spot slide right there, over here. So about that's well, that's not bald, I don't guess. Grain just really tight right there. I'd say 90% of this is a pretty nice looking grain, but that's just not good enough to be smooth. So that's going to be sandblasted, and hopefully the flaws don't go too deep. But they don't come through to the inside. That's good. I'll spin you over here and try to put a little bit more radius to the bowl. Let's see. Where's the wheel? Right, yeah. I'm not up far enough. There we go. It's over a little farther. All right, it's gonna get noisy again. Ooh, knocking everything over here. What's going on? Okay. So, okay, what's okay in bonjour? I'm not bonjour, I'm in French. Oh, don't know. Whoa, I can't move you that way. I've got a power cord on it. All right, so now we come up over here, try to get you adjusted up here. Let's see where we're looking. Here we go. Zero people watching again. That's okay. The work has to get done regardless. I think this is too small for that. So what did I use? I think I used a piece of sandpaper. And stuff's got knocked over all over the place. I've got a little bit of a mess going on. I guess that's what happens when you're out here working all the time. Not that piece. Obviously, I don't need my protractor or whatever this thing is. Put that up there. See what I got laying here. I'm sure I had a piece that I had cut for this the other day. I bet this is it. That way I can set the sandpaper down in the bowl so the jaws aren't digging into the bowl. This way I can hold the pipe like that. And then I can transfer it to here. Hold there. Now track down some sandpaper. I've got lots of it laying here. It's just a matter of finding the correct grit. 240. That'll work. So I'm intentionally going all kinds of different directions as much as I can here to try to knock off all the high spots. And this is something I found very useful for actually truing up your shaping. Because by wrapping it, it only hits the high spots, and you can work your way down to where the whole bowl's getting hit. And you know you got whatever radius this is bending to, makes a smooth plane, even if it's on an arc. You want to go different directions as much as possible, because if you go the same direction, you're going to misshape it. So you got to kind of work your way around and go all kinds of directions. But it doesn't take very long this way to clean up your little bumps and ridges and Thanks for joining me, everybody. I know some people come and go, and that's okay. This isn't your cup of tea, I understand. But if you want to see how a traditional tobacco pipe was made by an artisan pipe maker, then this is a panel for you. It's all part of the process. Kind of funny. My dad worked on wood some, never a tobacco pipe, just furniture and desk names was his big thing as he got older and in retirement. But he always held his mouth funny. And I find myself doing that from time to time when I'm working some of those things, I guess, are just genetic, and you don't even realize how much you get from your parents. Hello, glad you stopped by. Check things out. Spin this around at a different angle so I can try to hit it at a different angle, because you don't want to continue to hit this at the same angle or draw the sandpaper across at the same direction, because you'll misshape stuff that way. So you got to make sure you're always kind of changing directions and hitting the same areas, just at multiple directions, though. That way you hit all the little bumps and crannies and everything that's protruding, and this will knock it down to get it to where it's with everything else, kind of, or at least a better chance of it, getting rid of those high spots. I do want to put a little ridge here, and I'll clean it up a little bit here in a minute, but right now I'm just trying to put one in it intentionally. Trying to bring this radius around to the bottom a little pronounced. Because the reason for that is I want it to, looks like the line flows around it. I'll show you what I mean. I want this front corner or radius, I want it to be matched back here. So I was trying to define a line along the bottom in order to get that. Let's see if I get the light over here. So you get this just continuous flow that goes around the bowl, kind of like a U shape. Get that on both sides. And that's what you want, and to try to define the bowl separate from the stump, the shank. The whole thing's called the stummel, the bowl, the shank. So where they intersect, you want them to be two individual items and continuous enough that they're together. If that makes any sense. I'm going to go ahead and take this out for now. I think I'm going to switch over to my little files. There is watch file. Excuse me. So I'm just I'll come back and sand this again, but I'm just trying to see how we're looking here. Just have a great evening. I may hop back on here in a little bit when I start cutting the slot for my mouthpiece. But for now, time to head in. And if I don't talk to you again, I hope you all have a blessed week and pipe on. Mystics being mean, what? You wish. Oh, I see where Mystics being mean. All right, guys. Uh, I may start up another live here shortly, but time to go eat, and I'll talk with you later. Pipe on.